This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. St. Catherine man accused of killing girlfriend remanded. Kane Cutter Sherwin Billy Collins, who is accused of murdering his 24-year-old girlfriend, was remanded when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday. Collins appeared before Senior Parish Court Judge Tracy Ann Johnson. He was ordered remanded until October 7, where the matter will again be mentioned. Allegations are that on Sunday, August 21, Alicia Patience was stabbed fatally by Collins while at home at Dunford Lane in Louisville District in St. Catherine. He was subsequently arrested by the Shady Grove Police and subsequently charged with murder. St. George's College footballers robbed during Manning Cup opener. While they were on the field hammering Arden High School 6-0 in their Issa Digital Manning Cup opener on Saturday night, the St. George's College players were being robbed of their possessions, including cellular phones, items of clothing, and even football boots. Moments after leaving the field and recording the biggest margin of victory of all the games played across both the Manning Cup and the Custer Cup, the players discovered that their personal belongings had been removed by thieves. The St. George's College changing room was on the ground floor of the Kingston Cricket Club and secured by private security. However, persons were able to gain access to the room and remove the items valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars. The extent of the losses is still being assessed, but head coach Neville Burtis Bell was bitterly disappointed at what took place. "We are very disappointed that this has happened. Apparently, the room was accessed through a back door while we were on the field of play and a few items stolen," Bell disclosed. Upon returning to the changing room after the match, players discovered that cellular phones, boots, personal items such as slippers and shirts were missing, he revealed. They were unable to enjoy the victory after a very good performance on the field, said a disgruntled Bell. Investigations are still ongoing as to how the thieves were able to access the room, when it is reported that only one person had a key to the changing room and that person remains adamant that he was not responsible for the theft. Bell also revealed that he was told by a member of the Arden coaching staff that it was apparent that the persons involved in the robbery were trying to gain access to their dressing room, but failed because it was padlocked from the inside. Chief Cory denies being ousted as Maroon leader. Accompong Maroon Chief Richard Cory is refuting claims that he has been ousted as the leader of the Maroons. In a statement to his Instagram page, Cory posted that news of his removal is a conspiracy to overthrow the current Democratic elected leader for Accompong. On Sunday, rumors began circulating that Cory was convicted on 27 impeachment charges along with a vote of no confidence. In response, Cory advised the public that the process of having a leader removed as chief must follow the laws of the Accompong Constitution. In the event of impeachment or removal of the chief, deputy chief, or any of the council members, they will be tried by the Executive Council. The findings of the Executive Council will be brought to the full Maroon Council for review, the release said. If the individual is found guilty, a meeting of the full Maroon Council will be called with the Maroon citizens of the sovereign state of Accompong to reveal the findings. A vote will be taken by written ballots for the removal or impeachment of the chief, the deputy chief, or any council members, it continued. He added that there is no provision in the Accompong Constitution affording any council outside the full Maroon Council to execute the laws. In November 2021, Cory denied claims that he was running Accompong like a dictator amid a growing tension over his leadership of the historic Maroon village in the hills of St. Elizabeth. The accusations were made after a resident complained of being stabbed and gun-butted by one of Cory's security men as they shut down a party in the town, allegedly on orders from Cory. Cory at that time told the news he was investigating the claims. Cory, who was elected head of the St. Elizabeth-based Accompong Town's Maroons in March 2021, in recent times has been sparring with the government over the 1738 treaty the Maroons signed with the British government. On January 9, Prime Minister Andrew Holness dismissed the rhetoric of the Accompong Maroons that they are a sovereign people. Under my leadership, not 1 inch of Jamaica will come under any other sovereign authority, Holness charged. $1 million worth of items is seized in St. Anne's Bay, 11 in custody. More than $1 million worth of items were seized and 11 people taken into custody following a number of police operations across St. Anne's Bay on Saturday. Superintendent David White, acting head of the St. Anne's Bay Police, told the news that a gated community was among the areas targeted. In keeping with Operation Leviticus, several operations were conducted in the St. Anne's Bay area today since the break of day into the afternoon. The prominent gated community of Richmond was targeted, Windsor community and the St. Anne's Bay Market, he said. The superintendent disclosed that several cell phones and other electronic devices valued at more than $1 million were seized. The individuals were taken into custody for further investigations and possible charges. Teen fined $10,000 for link with a prisoner at police lockup. A 19-year-old man was fined $10,000 after he admitted to breaching security and speaking with a prisoner at the Morant Bay Police Station lockup in St. Thomas. O'Neill Kelly, otherwise called the Cow Boss of Danvers Pen in the parish, appeared in the St. Thomas Parish Court last week. He was charged with communicating with a prisoner, to which he pleaded guilty. Reports are that later last month, Kelly was observed by the police in a restricted area on the police station compound where civilians are not allowed. Further observations revealed that a teenager was in the vicinity of the lockup communicating with a prisoner. Kelly fled after he was spotted by the police, but he was later apprehended. He was subsequently charged with the offense. A week on U.S. farms better than a month in Jamaican classrooms. With little or no disposable income from his monthly salary after meeting his obligations, senior teacher Bancroft Mullins has spent the past 4 summers working as a laborer on farms in the United States to shore up his earnings. A specialist educator at one of Jamaica's traditional high schools and boasting more than 17 years' experience in the profession, Mullins travels to North America during the summer break, which coincides with the start of the tobacco harvesting season in the East Central region, which is also dominated by flowers, apples, and vegetable farms, some which facilitate walk-ins to fill vacancies. You just go to the office and tell them that you need to work. If there is a vacancy, you are hired immediately, Mullins explained. The wage you earn depends on the minimum wage in that particular state. Normally, if there is no vacancy, they will recommend another farm. Mullins is one of many Jamaican teachers and other professionals who use their vacation time to travel overseas to work on farms and take up other temporary menial jobs to supplement their income. Although not a part of the official farm work program run by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, they have no problem finding work on farms in Canada and the United States because of the constant need for laborers. Without hesitation, they gladly take the risk to work as undocumented workers, they say, because what they earn during those few weeks far exceeds their monthly salaries in their respective professions back home. Mullins said this summer he worked for 6 days weekly on a farm in the U.S., earning US $15 per hour for a 14-hour workday, or US $1,260, or Jamaican $190,121.40 weekly. He earns a monthly salary of roughly $180,000 as a senior teacher in Jamaica's classroom. All the teachers and other professionals I know who do this earn more in a week over there than what we take home in a month at home, Mullins told the news shortly after he landed in Montego Bay, St. James, just in time for the start of the new school year. The challenges in the education sector are real, and the opportunities to teach abroad are tempting because the worst working conditions in the United States are better than what exists in Jamaica. But I was never interested in leaving Jamaica for any long period, so these short-term stints are perfect for my situation, he added. On the farm, Mullins' day is spent cutting tobacco, which is then loaded onto a tractor and transported to a barn. When you show up for work, you are paid for your hours in cash, he explained. There is no formal payment structure involved. You clock out, collect your cash, and that's it. No questions asked. However, not much provision is made for the temporary undocumented workers. Portable toilets are in the fields most work days. If not, workers have to be creative. We know the risk and what to expect, but it's worth it. It is a seasonal thing, he said. There is a core group of about 9 persons who are permanent workers, while the rest of us are just employed to harvest the product over the 2 months. Housekeeping, landscaping, farm work, caregiver to elderly, and the nanny services are some of the popular hustles sought by Jamaican professionals during their holidays, Mullins said, revealing that he knows several persons who are part of this informal structure. In Miami, you can get employment from any of the operator of one of the beach properties to clean up the beach, put out beach chairs, and attend to the needs of the patrons. But most people avoid the states with a low-wage floor, he said. Another educator, Casmin Rogers, spent her summer break in Wisconsin for the past 3 years, where she earned US $18 per hour, working in a fast food restaurant for 16 hours daily, except on her Sabbath. Most of the time we are short-staffed because very few Americans seem to show an interest in this kind of work. But it works to my advantage because I'm going to put in the hours to make as much as I can, she shared with the news. Rogers, who also returned to Jamaica just in time to resume her teaching duties, earned a weekly pay of US $1,728 or Jamaican $260,737.92 at the popular US fast food franchise, more than Jamaican $100,000 higher than the nearly $160,000 she earns a monthly in a Jamaican classroom. I am willing to work hard, but when I can work for 5 weeks and earn the amount of money that I would be paid in 8 months, it forces a rethink of your plans because things are very difficult for us as teachers, she said. Wisconsin is one of those carefree states. Jobs like this seem to be meaningless to many locals, so people take it for granted, but I am sure if they had to face what we face as teachers in Jamaica, their attitude would be different. Mullins and Rogers are now a week into their teaching jobs for the new academic year, but do not anticipate any significant change in their working environment. I went to Teachers College because I could not afford to pursue my dream of becoming an architect, but I have no regrets, Mullins shared. I will approach this new term as I have done over my 17 years. I expect nothing, so I am not affected by the government's heartlessness. One thing I can say is that college did not prepare us for the realities of the teaching profession. However, Rogers is unwilling to commit herself to Jamaica, hinting that it is just a matter of time before she makes a permanent move to greener pastures. Patriotism cannot put food on my table. I think I will be heading upstate in my next move, but it will have to be a teaching opportunity because I cannot see myself out of the classroom for too long, she stated. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.